Do you stick to the same order every time you go to a coffee shop? If you like to branch out and try new things on the coffee menu, there's a good chance that you'll be disappointed in what they serve you. I've tried every type of drink at coffee shops, and I've learned the hard way that most of them aren't very good. And by the way, most of it's just espresso and steamed milk. Let's break down the hottest trend right now in coffee, iced coffee. It sounds self-explanatory, but iced coffee isn't just ice and coffee. Well, it kinda is. Most cafes that you go to, iced coffee is actually just hot drip brewed coffee poured over ice. This is why it's one of the cheapest items on the menu, because it's just drip coffee, add ice. If you order an iced coffee and expect one of those Instagram-worthy iced lattes, you're gonna be sorely disappointed, both in presentation and flavor. Because the coffee is brewed with just a drip machine, the acidity is high, the coffee flavor profile is low, and to top it all off, the hot boiling coffee poured over the ice immediately melts the ice, leaving you with a watery mess. And then you add milk and flavor to that, and it's just gross. At that point, it's better to just make coffee at home, because the best part about an iced coffee is the price. So instead of reliving that bad iced coffee experience, let me help you with your order so that we can have a good one in the future. So for cold coffee, you have two main options. One is cold brew. Cold brew takes 12 or more hours to make, and so the acidity is really low, the flavor is very concentrated, and the best part is when you pour it over ice, it cools the coffee down without melting the ice and leaving you with a watery cup of coffee. We'll dive into cold brew more later. Your second option for a good iced coffee is an iced latte. This is one of those coffee words I was talking about earlier. At its core, it's a shot of espresso with milk, and in this case, we're adding ice. The beauty of an iced latte here is the espresso shot is such a small amount of hot liquid, and it's so concentrated that you get the full coffee flavor without having a cup of disappointment. In Italian, latte just means milk, so it's espresso and milk, which is actually where most of the coffees that you see on the menu get their names. So when you're at your local coffee shop, if you order an iced latte, you can pick what milk you want in it, what flavor you don't want in it, if you want it hot, if you want it cold. A latte is the most versatile drink that you can order at a cafe. And don't be intimidated by espresso. A lot of people think that espresso is a ton of caffeine, but really a single shot of espresso is about half a cup of coffee of caffeine, and a double shot is about 1 cup of coffee of caffeine. Typically what you'll see at a cafe is a small latte is a single shot, a medium latte is a double shot, and a large is a triple shot. You kind of have to reach coffee snob status to order any of these drinks, and I try to stay away from that. My daily go-to coffee is iced black coffee, either an iced Americano, which is just espresso, water, and ice, or an iced cold brew. Let me explain the beauty of cold brew. Cold brew is typically brewed between 12 and 24 hours at room temperature with a coarse ground coffee. It's ground coarse because it lets the water soak into the coffee fully so it can slowly extract that coffee flavor and that caffeine. Because of this slow, no heat process, the coffee ends up being very low in acid and very full in coffee flavor. Because it takes almost no prep time, it requires no fancy equipment, and you can make large batches and leave it in your fridge for a week. But we're here to talk about cafes. Cold brew is a great option if you're looking for a great cup of iced coffee. Now, there's a caveat to that. Recently, I've seen cafes try to cut corners to save time and to save resources. And I get it. Coffee's tough, business is tough, well, life is tough. But to have great coffee, you really have to do it right. And so if you see one of these machines at a cafe, I would hesitate to order cold brew, because what they're doing is they're artificially making cold brew. I'm not a coffee snob at all, but I love excellent coffee, and this does not do it. The average coffee drinker could definitely taste the difference between real cold brew and this fake cold brew machine. It's not even close. Coffee menus are already so difficult to navigate when you don't know all the fancy espresso words, and when they're deviating from cold brew and how they make cold brew, a drink that we know and love. But your safest option is to go with a latte, hot or iced. It's really the best drink for you to order because you're the one creating it. So let's go through it. You walk into a brand new coffee shop, you see the barista, and instead of saying, "Hi, I'd like an iced coffee," you say, "Hi, I'd like a large iced latte with caramel and a splash of heavy cream." And there you have it. Ordering coffee is as simple as that. And let me prepare you for some of the words that you might see. Here's a list of everything that you could see on a coffee shop, and we'll just erase those for now and pretend they don't exist. All right, let's recap and break down all the terms. Drip coffee is just the standard hot coffee. Iced coffee is just drip coffee over ice. Pour over is fancy drip. Cold brew is long brewed coffee with really low acidity. Great option for cold iced coffee. An iced latte is just espresso with milk, and you can do that hot or iced. And the rest is just some form of espresso and milk with extra steps, and they typically can't be iced. I'm Cade with The Village Coffee. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, drop us a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and remember, it takes a village and great coffee.